What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing today? I hope that you guys are having an amazing day. I'm a little bit nervous because I decided to do eye swatches of these palettes today. So in today's video, I am going to do the Norvina Volume 2 palette, and I'm going to be doing live eye swatches on my eyes of the entire eyeshadow palette. I know it's crazy because it is a huge eyeshadow palette. And then the plan for tomorrow's video is to do volume 3. I do also have a volume 1, but I wasn't sure if you guys wanted to see this one swatched on the eye, since this one came out a few weeks ago, and I'm sure that you guys have seen plenty of videos on this one already. So let me know down below if this is something that you guys are interested in, but if not, I will be doing 2 and 3 today and tomorrow. So I hope that you guys like that plan. If you do, keep on watching. I'm gonna get to swatching. That rhymed in a corny way, but okay, let me get to swatching and you guys keep on watching. Oh my god, what? okay, let's just get started. Also, really quickly, I didn't want to make this into a review, but since we're here, I'll let you know that the palettes do retail for $60, and they are available on the Anastasia Beverly Hills website and Sephora. They do include pigments, so there will be a warning on the back of the palette letting you know which eyeshadows are pigments, and it'll basically say like warning, not intended for use around the immediate eye area. So for the Norvina Volume 2 palette, it says that it's A1, A4, B2, B4, C3, C5, D2, D3, D5, E4, and E5. Those are all pigments, and they have to put the warning on there because of people like me that get reactions from pigments. Anyway, let me go ahead and start swatching. Alright, so the plan is not to use a primer so that you guys can see the true pigment of each eyeshadow. So I think I'm going to zoom you in just a little bit more so that you guys can see the eyeshadow a little bit closer. So let me do that right now. Okay, so now that I have you guys super close to my face again, I'm going to start swatching it. So I think what I'm going to do is just start with the top row and then move on to the second, third, fourth, and fifth. So we're just going to go right across the palette. So I'm just going to apply it dry first. Whoa, that is intense pigment. Okay, so this color A1 is one of the pressed pigments that there is a warning for, but it is definitely super pigmented and so beautiful. That is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wet the brush. I'm just applying a little bit of Fix Plus, and I'm just gonna go over this with the wet brush. Yeah, Fix Plus definitely makes such a difference with shimmers, but it still looks really pretty dry. This is such a pretty shimmery, like hot pink. I love this color. Don't stop looking. It looks more of a lime green in the palette, and it's definitely looking a little bit more yellow on my eye. But I do feel like it's really pigmented and it looks really pretty, especially because I'm not using a primer. So, okay, so this is A2. Alright, so now I'm moving on to A4, and A4 is one of the pigments. Don't stop looking at me now. I know you don't care as much as I do, but I'm just... Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this one, because it's like yellow, but it's like a purpley gray, and it doesn't know what color to be. And I just don't know if I like the color combination of the yellow and the blue gray color, because I don't know, I feel like it makes it look like a little dirty. Like even if it was just on the lid, I feel like it looks like you put on a color and then you changed your mind and messed up and you want to put another color over it. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about this color down below. I feel a little bit weird about it, but let me know your thoughts down below. All right, moving on. This is so pretty. Okay, this is a beautiful shimmer. I'm so sorry, I also forgot to spray the brush with Fix Plus for A4. Don't kill me. I can do it again if you guys want me to. Let's go to our music. Oh, this so far is my favorite shimmer. I don't even think it needs Fix Plus, but for the sake of the video, I will spray a little bit of Fix Plus and let's go over it and see the difference that it makes. Looks even prettier with the Fix Plus. It almost looks like a foiled eyeshadow. It's really pretty. Okay, let me take this one off and let's move on because we still have 4 rows to go. And my eye is already burning. Okay, so I really don't want to do this, but for the sake of the video, I will. So I'm gonna spray the brush with Fix Plus again, and I'm gonna go back into A4 since I forgot to see how it looks with a little bit of Fix Plus on. So I'm gonna do it on this eye because the other one I just cleaned. I know you don't get it, but there's no need to fret it. It's like a gift, it's about the thought. Alright, so I'm actually glad that I sprayed it with Fix Plus and tried it again because I like it now. I didn't like it before, the way that it looked dry. So definitely with this shade, it looks a lot better if you wet your brush. Alright, so here is B1. It's definitely matte, even though it does look like it has a little bit of shimmer or like a shine to it in the palette, but it definitely looks matte. You guys will see if you get the palette, like B1 looks a little shiny compared to all of the other mattes. Like the other mattes look matte, but this one looks a little bit shimmery for some reason, but it's not. So, okay. Alright, so I'm going to give this eye a break because it's starting to burn. So I'm going to move on to B2, which is another matte color. I know that you're trying to do anything to make me smile. Okay, so here is B2. It smells a little weird, this one. It smells like, I don't know, like Play-Doh. It is a really, really pretty color, but I don't know. I think it looks a little patchy. Do you guys see that? So I don't know, because I feel like the other mattes didn't do that. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think is going on down below. But I do like the color. It's like that pretty like blue, lilac, purpley kind of blue. So I love the color. And hopefully with primer, it won't do this like patchy weird thing that's happening right there. But anyway, this is what the color looks like. Moving on. Yeah, see, this one is not going on patchy at all. This is a really pretty green. I love these colors so far. They almost pull like, they have like an electric vibe to them. I love that. Okay, so this one is also kind of patchy right here. I'm just gonna assume that obviously we don't have primer, so the eyeshadow doesn't really have anything to hang on to. So I feel like the more I pack it and play around with it, the more it starts to come off. So anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it because I know with primer that's not gonna happen. I'll have a cup of tea while you have a latte for both So this blue is definitely different than B2. B2 is a lot more of that like blue purple blue, and this one is more blue blue. All right, let me take it off and let's keep it moving. My under eye is turning blue and green. And I forgot to tell you guys, B4 is also a pigment. Okay, so moving on to B5, which is another blue. It's another matte blue color. Matte blue, blue matte. Another blue matte. So even though there's 3 matte blues in this eyeshadow palette, I'm sorry, sometimes like my Spanish language still gets the best of me and my brain gets a little bit messed up because in Spanish the words are backwards, or in English the words are backwards, whatever. So I get confused. But anyway, even though there are like 3 matte blues that we've swatched so far, they are all completely different shades of blue. This is a really pretty blue so far. I have to like, this one it's my favorite blue so far. It's so pretty. It's like, I don't know, it's just really pretty. Yeah, this is a gorgeous blue. I love this blue. Very, very pretty. Alright, so now I'm going into row C, starting off with C1, and I'm just applying this on a dry brush first. This is really pretty, super shimmery. It's like a peachy, kind of vanilla gold. Okay, so this is what C1 looks like dry, on a dry brush. So now let me take a little bit of Fix Plus. And let's go in with the wet brush and let's see if it makes a difference. I'm sure that it will. Okay, so here is with a little bit of Fix Plus. It's definitely a pretty shade. I mean, nothing like amazing, but it is a pretty shimmery color for the inner corner, even as a highlighter maybe. But yeah, it's pretty. So let's move on. I really don't have much to say this one because it's a little bit boring compared to all of the other shades that are in the palette. So let's go ahead and move on. So this color looks a lot like B5. This is C2, but it's a little bit more muted than B5, but they are very close, like almost identical. Here is C2 right here, and then B5. They kind of swatch the same to me, to be honest. I mean, B5 I think is a little bit more vibrant, but they're like almost identical, so I don't like that. I have a lot of fallout with that one for some reason. I didn't with the other ones, but this one gave me a lot of fallout. So we're going in with C3, and this one is a pigment. It's another blue, but it's more of a darker, deeper blue. Okay, I am loving this color. This is a gorgeous blue. This is really pretty. It does remind me of B2, but this one is more vibrant than B2. This one again is a pigment, but I love this color. It's a very pretty deep blue, and even though they included so many blues, I kind of like that because it will give you, like, you'll be able to do a lot of gradient blue eyeshadow looks with this palette for sure. So you'll have a lot of colors to like transition into the next color right in this palette. So I like that. All right, let me take this one off and let's move on to C4. Ooh, this is pretty. Stay here with me, I could. This is such a pretty eyeshadow color. I don't think I have a palette with a color like this. Okay, so here is C4, and I'm not being like very neat with these at all, so I apologize. Okay, this is really pretty. Something I honestly don't think that I own this color in any of my palettes. I could be wrong, but I don't think I do. All right, now we're moving on to C5. And my eyelash is coming off, but we're just gonna ignore it because I don't feel like fixing it right now. This is a really beautiful warm, it's like a brown red. Oh my god, this is beautiful. This with C4, like that combination in an eyeshadow look would look so pretty. Here is C5. Gorgeous color. I love this color so much. It's just like a beautiful deep burgundy red for a fall eyeshadow look. Gorgeous. All right, so I'm taking D1 on a flat brush, and right now I'm going in with it completely dry. And this is completely dry and it's so pretty. So I'm going to apply a little bit of Fix Plus and let's see what difference it makes. Okay, here it is with the Fix Plus. Don't pay attention to my eyelash because it's just hanging on for dear life. This is a gorgeous shimmer. See, this shimmer is not boring. It has like little, it looks green, but it actually has like specks of blue and silver. This is really pretty. And actually, depending on the way you turn, I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but it's like blue, yellow, and green. And in the pan, it looks more of like a silvery blue, but when you look at it close, you can see the green and like the yellow glitter in there. Yeah, very pretty shimmer. All right, I just fixed my eyelash, so we're gonna move on to D2, and D2 is a pigment. Okay, this is gorgeous. Okay, so here is D2, and honestly, it's a really pretty orange, so I don't really have much to say. It's super pigmented, beautiful, and yeah, moving on. All right, so I'm gonna move on to D3, which is also a pigment, and I'm just gonna do that one on my other eye because my right eye really needs a break. So here is D3, and this is also a pigment. Okay, this color is gorgeous. It's like a hot Barbie pink. So pretty, highly pigmented. And so far I'm really liking like all of the colors that are in this palette because you can really play around with so many colors and create so many different eyeshadow looks. So I am loving all of the different color options from the palette. Moving back onto the right eye, I'm gonna move into D4, which is not a pigment, it's a matte yellow eyeshadow. So here is D4, and I'm applying it with a fluffier synthetic brush. Okay, so this is D4, and now let's move on to the last shade in row D, which is D5, which is a super duper like deep matte blue. And D5 is also going to be a pigment. At the coffee shop. I know you don't get it, but there's no need to fret it. This is a really beautiful blue for like a smoky eyeshadow look, or just, oh my god, this is gorgeous. I love this blue, you guys. This is so pretty. Highly pigmented. I mean, it is a pressed pigment, but this is beautiful. I feel like out of all of the mattes, this one so far has been the one to swatch the best. Okay, let me try to take it off fast because since it is a pressed pigment, I don't want it to stain my eyes. Look at it, they're so pigmented. All of these eyeshadows are so pigmented. With a little primer, they're gonna be even better. Okay, we are getting to the last row. Yay! Okay, so the last row, of course, I'm going to start off with E1, and E1 is another one of those that looks matte, but when you really look at it close, it has like little tiny pieces of micro glitter. It reminds me of like the Urban Decay matte shades. They all have like that micro glitter in there, but when you apply them, they look completely matte. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but anyway, E1. Let's go to an museum. I'll explain it at the coffee. Okay, this one is very pretty. This one I feel like it's not going as pigmented as the other ones. I can try a different brush, but I don't know. No, it doesn't really make a difference, but okay, I think this is just the color that it's meant to be. It's more of like a muted green. It is a pretty color. I think probably with primer it'll obviously look a lot better, but yeah, it's pretty. Ooh, I love the shimmers in this palette because they're like different colors in one. Alright, so this is E2 dry, and let me apply a little bit of Fix Plus. Oh, the shimmers in this palette are so interesting because I feel like they pull so many different colors, and in the palette, like in person, this shade actually looks gold, but it's not. It's like a pinky coppery shade. Very pretty. Okay, moving on. This is a matte green, and this one is not a pigment. This one is just regular eyeshadow, so it's safe to use on your eye. Okay, so here is E3, and it's a pretty color, just a matte green, and it definitely has like the same undertones as E1, but it's a lot deeper than E1, so I can see like using those two colors together in a gradient. But okay, moving on. Alright, so lastly we have E4 and E5, and those two colors are pigments. So one's brown, one's black. I'm gonna, I think, do both of my eyes because I'm getting tired. So we're gonna start with E4, which is the matte brown. Okay, so here is E4. This is a really pretty brown. Gorgeous, gorgeous brown. Okay, and now let's do E5, which is the matte black shade. And I'm just gonna do it on this other eye. I'm gonna look like I walked into a doorknob or something. Okay, this is a super opaque, highly pigmented black eyeshadow. What? Okay, that's gorgeous. This is honestly like the blackest black eyeshadow I have ever seen. And this is without primer. This is crazy. There's a little bit of brown up here because I have brown on the other side of the brush, but you can see this is totally just black. Okay, And these two are pigments, so it kind of makes sense why they are so pigmented, but they're gorgeous colors. All right, that is the end of the palette. Let me take this off because I look super crazy right now. Alright you guys, so that was the entire eyeshadow palette swatched. Let me know what you guys thought about it below. And I will be filming with the Norvina Volume 3 tomorrow, doing the same thing. I do also want to do some eyeshadow tutorials with the palettes. So if there's any color suggestions or any colors that you guys are like living to see an eyeshadow look with, let me know what colors down below. I am open to all suggestions because I am very overwhelmed by the palettes. They are beautiful, but there are so many colors in there that like, and I have so many ideas, but I just don't even know where to start. So if you guys have any suggestions, anything that you want to see for or in a anything that you guys want to see done in an eyeshadow look, or any colors that you want to see used in an eyeshadow tutorial, let me know down below. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video, and if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe before you go with the little notification bell so that you are notified every time that we upload a new video. Don't forget that you can follow us all over social media, especially on Instagram, where we do upload a lot of things that you guys will not get to see here on YouTube. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.